if I want to have a successful AEP, what's that even look like besides the numbers? My thing is waking up every day, making sure I was healthy, I was ready to go for work, and I knew that I put as much time doing work, not just going to work and not doing anything, but putting work in from 7 to 5. Again, I got 3 kiddos, I got games to go to, I got basketball, I got volleyball, cheer, all that fun stuff. But if I knew I put my work in from 7 to 5 every day, never had a day that went by that I wasn't trying to do something.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Medicare Sales Playbook. I'm your host, Dallas Keithley. We wanted to bring you, as we get closer to AEP, we wanted to bring you some guests that have been through some AEPs. And that's just, in the Medicare world, our way of calling people old. This guy's younger than me, though, so I can't say too much, but want to jump right into it. Wanted to welcome to the show today, Mr. Ty James, VP. What is your title there at Lasting Mark? Help me out here.
VP of Medicare.
VP of Medicare. I should have been able to remember that. VP of Medicare at Lasting Mark. Ty, as we get ready for as we prep for AEP, it's right now, I believe this one will probably air September 20th, which means we have roughly about 15, 20 days till AEP, till it kicks off. 25 days till AEP. So I wanted to bring you on. How long have you been in the business now?
Oh, got in the business, almost 15 years ago.
15 years ago?
15 years ago.
When you were like 12.
I was 20, 19, 20.
Nice. And you've been through some AEPs. Now you've got agents underneath you that are running AEP and stuff like that. So you're helping people all the time. Wanted to just come in and let you run. So if I'm a new agent, a lot of our agents are new agents, stuff like that. If I'm a new agent, maybe it's my first, second, third AEP. What are some things? What is the first thing? If you had an agent come to you today and said, okay, look, I want to have a great AEP. What is your first piece of advice to that agent?
And we're talking new agents, right?
Yeah, we're talking first, second, third AEP.
First, second, third AEP. Okay. Let's say they don't have that many clients, so they don't have a ton of service work. We'll say they have less than 100.
Okay.
So first thing first is really making sure you're planned out, ready for AEP. I think probably as a new agent, the biggest mistake that people make is they feel like, hey, I got 100 clients. Oh, I got 45 days, 50 days in AEP, so I got so much time to get them all done. Mm-hmm. No, that's not the case.
Yeah.
You can run 10, 15 appointments a day, means I can have them done in around 2 weeks, 14 days. So I got so much time to go out and start selling. So first thing first as an agent is your prep, making sure you are prepped and ready to run through those clients as fast as possible.
So job one is protecting the clients that you have, keeping them in-house.
Absolutely.
So, okay, let me stop there. If that's job one, what is some preparation that needs to be done in order to make sure that you keep those clients?
First thing, I've been doing this quite a while. Mm-hmm. I've asked a lot of questions from people that have 2,000, 3,000, 10,000, 20,000 clients. And it all came back to the one thing that they always do. They always send a letter to their clients. They let them know, hey, AEP is coming. They start prepping. They start sending emails, texts, making sure their clients are aware what is about to happen.
Right. Also
in those letters, believe it or not, if you have 100 clients, it's a little easier. But when you get to 2,000 or 3,000 clients, you can't call all those clients.
Right.
So it has become a very known thing that most of the time, these bigger agencies, they send out these letters waiting for their clients to call back. Mm. And that is something that some people are like, I'll just call all my clients. You don't have to. If you have a small book, you can. But, a bigger book, you can't get to all of them.
Right.
And so that is one, when you're building that letter, you're sending that, allow them to call you, set those appointments up, and go ahead and get your schedule full.
So you're sending out a letter that tells them, hey, AEP is coming. Call the office and set up a time that we can go over your plan and make sure you're in the right place.
Absolutely.
Okay. So they send out the letter, all that stuff. Now, like you said, if you've got a couple hundred clients, then you start calling them and setting the appointments.
Yeah.
Some people are going to call you, you're going to call some people, but you're setting up appointments. In those appointments, what is important that you go over, and how can I prep for the appointment?
Yeah, as we know, October 1 to October 15th or October 14th. As if you're a newer agent, just a reminder, October 1 to October 14th, you can review the plans with your clients. You can go over all the details, their drugs, anything and everything that's going on with the plan. You just can't submit the plan. And so, getting prepared and ready for October 1 to October 14th to really guide your agent or your client. So when you're going in there, you're going over, hey, here's what your plan looked like this year. This is what it's going to look like next year. Did you have any issues with that plan? Did you like it? How was your drugs? Drugs might look different for next year. Let's go ahead and look. If everything's sort of, a lot of times you'll get in appointments and there ain't a whole lot of changes and they're happy with their plan. Great, perfect. We'll just go ahead and stamp you. We're going to keep you on that plan for next year. If they're like, hey, I would actually like to look at something else. I hate that company A over there. I want to go with this company. Well, let's look at the benefits. So you're going over the benefits, the drugs, to make sure. If you're not doing that and you're just like, oh, hey, this plan's the best one, that's not right. You want to go through their meds, through the plan, make sure they're happy with it. And now let's say they say, hey, I'm ready to look at something different. Then October 15th is when you could get them back on the schedule to submit a plan.
Perfect. So I'm sitting down with them, all that stuff. Now, we know if you've got, let's say, 150 clients, your goal number one is to keep them. Goal number two is to write. What's a good goal for an agent to write new to them plans during AEP?
Everyone wants to know that. The problem is there's a lot of factors that factor in that. And let's go down this path for a second.
Okay.
So one of the factors is obviously how much money you got to spend, right? How much money do you have to throw at it? We could look at leads. We could look at a lot of different options. Second thing is how is your referrals coming? How do the clients actually refer you? Do they refer any clients to you, right? We can put that in the bucket. What about your referral partners? Have you set up a successful referral partners? If you've not done that, well, we got to take that out of the bucket. That's not an option. So when we're able to fill the bucket with every single thing that we got people coming from, then we can say, okay, hey, we got $10,000 to spend. You're a new agent. If you had $5,000 to spend, that's probably quite a bit.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So let's say I'm a newer agent. I've got $1,500 I can spend on leads. What are you doing with that $1,500? This is the old, what do you do if you win the lottery?
Yeah.
So we didn't win a big lottery. We won a scratcher.
All right. So we got $1,500.
Right.
You're pretty new at this point at $1,500. Yep. You can't get any loans or line of credits.
Yeah.
So we got $1,500. I actually wouldn't buy a lead at all with that $1,500. What I would do is I'd make sure my systems are all up and ready to go. What I mean by that is I would make sure every client, if I have $1,500, I've sent out a mailer to all my clients. That might have been part of my $1,500. If it wasn't, then I'm going to make sure that I have my referral partners. Let's say it's dental, vision, hearing, gyms. Maybe it's a primary care doctor. I am bringing them a little gift.
Oh, okay.
Letting them remind them that, hey, I'm here and I want to be able to help your clients, because you got to remember, they make a ton of money off of us Medicare agents. And if you're able to show them the differences, we'll use United Healthcare as an example. If United Healthcare has a $2,000 dental and in 25 and in 26 they have a $4,500 dental on the same plan and the plan's pretty good, don't you think that dentist would need to know about that? Hey, look what's happening. So what happens is they got clients that come in that have Humana that has a $500 dental. They're like, hey, you need to go talk to him. Now, we're not just going to move people because of the dental. You want to do your fact checks, make sure everything lines up properly. But the deal is they might not have got the proper setup when another agent wrote them.
Right.
Or maybe they didn't do any, So with that $1,500, my first thing I would send a mailer to my clients. Second thing is I would make sure my referral partners were taken care of, that they had little gifts that I could produce out to them. With that other amount, I would probably, depending if I'm doing local market, I would probably spend some money on like some boosts, things like that.
Okay. So I want to back up there and spend a little bit of time on these referral partners.
Okay.
I'm a brand new agent. I have my dentist that I go to, right? That's it. I don't know any dentist. I don't know any pharmacist. How can I go out? Because I feel like, and this may be my first mistake, I'm already putting negative thoughts into my head, like, oh, they probably already got an agent. They've already got somebody they work with, all that stuff. But I would say they probably do get people come to them and say, hey, can I work with your clients? How should I be introducing myself? How should I be meeting these referral partners? How are you making that initial introduction to them?
That's probably the biggest mistake that new agents have. Is they do feel like, hey, I've only been doing this 2 years. They probably already have a referral partner. Never once have you walked in somewhere and they won't take $2 or $3 from you if you want to give it to them. The dentist, the vision, the hearing, you're giving them money in their pocket. For them not to talk to you or for them to just be rude to you is not smart on their part, and they won't be rude to you. Why be rude to an agent? Never go into, and I'll say this again, never go into a dentist, vision, hearing place, somewhere that you're wanting to do a referral partner and act like you have 0 clients. They have no idea how long you've been around. It don't matter if you look young or old. They don't have any idea how long you've been in this business. You let them know that, hey, I do Medicare. I help people make sure they're in the right plan for their health care. But also, if I'm selling Medicare Advantage plans, they get dental, they get vision, they get hearing. They get some of these. Do you guys run into that? Yeah. We got people with United, Humana, Devoted, whatever the carrier might be. Okay, do you guys ever have anyone that asks you questions about that? Do you guys have an agent that actually comes and shows you the new plans for the new year? Yes, we do. Great. No, we don't. Man, I would love to be that person. And every quarter, you're just dropping in with a little gift, a little, hey, just wanted you to remind me, hey, remind who I am and how I can help and how I can assist. And the biggest deal, referral partners, they want something first, right?
Yeah.
So every September, when you get what the new plans are going to look like, around October 1 to October 15th, I always wait till after October 1, so make sure the plans are good. I will print off exactly what is covered. If we're talking MAPDs, I will print off exactly what is covered. So on the dental, I will print off exactly what plans are covering the dental this way and the difference between from the year before to the next year. When your referral partners know that, oh, hey, Ty's dropping by in October, don't worry about it. We don't have to do none of that research. Ty will let us know what's going on. Because if you talk to most dentists and vision offices, it'll become January, February. They have no idea that Humana changed their dental from 3,000 to 1,500, and now they got a bunch of clients.
And they learn the hard way. Yeah, they learn the hard way.
They don't have an agent. They don't have agents. They bought it online, whatever the case might be. And these places, they need help. They are just like us. And if the more we think like that, hey, we're independent agents. We're out here grinding away, trying to help every client we can. Well, what do you think they're doing? They're doing the exact same way. And we're being a free marketing source to them.
Well, and not only that, I know a lot of agents will tell them, look, there's a good chance your client's going to switch plans this year. If you allow me to work with you, I'll make sure that they switch to a plan that they can still come to you.
Yeah, there are some situations where that comes in play, and sometimes you got to have those hard conversations that, hey, I know that you had these clients, but you just maybe you're not offering the plan anymore, but there's just that plan is the best for the client,
right?
And we can't move. You can't move them, but I would say more on the topic that yes, you can move them in the sense where that happens a lot. You deal with pharmacies, especially the local pharmacies. Right. I believe that it's coming a very short time. These local pharmacies ain't going to be able to make it. They switch carriers every year because they're trying to figure out who's going to pay them and who isn't going to pay them. And what happens is they have a bunch of Humana clients and then they don't accept Humana anymore. And they tell the clients, hey, I'm not accepting Humana for the next year. I do accept United. Well, if your client, let's say it's not your client, but if that client of theirs says, well, who do I talk to about this? You want them to be like, yeah, I got here. Go talk to this guy. He helps some of our clients.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're not only protecting their people, you're also feeding them people and making sure that they know that they can go to that dentist or that pharmacist or whatever.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about referrals from so let's say I've got 100, 150 clients.
Okay.
I get to meet with them. I want to, number one, make sure they stay on the same plan or stay on a plan with me. Number two, I want to get referrals from them.
Okay.
What are some ways that I can actively pursue referrals from my existing book of business?
Depending if let's say that you're meeting with these, maybe let's start at the very beginning. You sold the client, right? Whenever you sold them, make sure you have some type of a sheet that sort of tells them what you do and how you can assist not only them but also somebody else. That sometimes people are like, well, I guess you can just help me on this. No, I can help your mom, your grandma, your brother, your sister. I can help all of them on this. Well, my brother has Medicaid. It's okay. Have them call me.
Right.
So when you're first making that initial sell, make sure they know everything you do, but because they might have a relative that you might be able to help with a different product. But B, letting them know that it seems so obvious, but letting them know that, hey, I can help anyone and everyone how many neighbors you got. Are you in a senior living center? Where do you live at? Who else can that needs my assistance? Like
right.
who else do you know? And then they come in for these annual reviews. In that letter that you're sending on those annual reviews, we do a big client appreciation event.
Yeah, I've wanted to get there.
Okay, we do a big client appreciation event in September where we bring the clients in and all we do is we just eat, drink some coffee. We usually do it morning, eat, drink some coffee, play a little bingo, and just have fun with it. We don't even talk insurance. But in that letter, what do you think we put in there? Hey, bring friends, family, anybody you want to bring to, we're going to be playing bingo and having some breakfast that's provided by one of the local stores. So it allows them to do that. Then when they come in, we just exact same thing. We reviewed their plan. Hey, do you know anybody else? Because we all know sometimes it runs into a situation where, man, a network is all messed up. Maybe the carrier dropped out of the network. Maybe the hospital dropped out. Sometimes there's big things going on. And so when you see that, you want to capitalize on it. So you see that, you let your client know, hey, if you know anybody else that's on this plan, you know what just happened. If you know someone that was on this plan, or maybe if they were on, going to this hospital and they had your exact same plan, they need to talk to us. Let them know. Come in. Call us, whatever that looks like. But and I'll add this in there. With getting referrals, use the confusion and all the stuff's going on instead of using it as a negative. I get it, it's negative. You got to deal with your clients. You got to let everybody know what's happening, but use it as a positive, because that is an opportunity that you can go and help an individual that most of the time probably don't have an agent to even help them. Right. And they wouldn't even thought about changing their plan if it wasn't because of this little confusion.
Right.
And now there is a little confusion. You can go in and help that client.
Yeah, I never want to capitalize on negativity, but I also never want to miss an opportunity because we see these first. And, you and I will get plans and, they come in September. We'll probably get them here in the next couple of weeks. We're opening that up and we're like, oh, that sucks, or that's good, or that's bad, or whatever. Our clients are doing the same thing. The difference between us is they don't know what else is out there. So if it's bad, all they're seeing is bad.
Yeah.
It's just negative, negative, negative. That's our opportunity to come and say, yes, that's bad, but we can move it over here.
Yeah, because you got to remember, if you don't do it, some
sure
other
will.
agent, they might be great or they might be just terrible.
Right.
And you want to make sure that when your client's sitting at the senior center eating breakfast in the morning and they're talking about all these changes going on, you're like, oh, well, my agent, Ty, man, he's on it. He's already told me. Also, he said if you needed someone, reach out to him.
Yeah. One thing I've seen too, and I've seen you do this and other agents do this, you go back to review that plan and you walk in the door and not only is your client there, but their sister's there, their brother's there, his wife's there. Like there's like 8 people around the table going, okay, I invited all these people over too. How are you rewarding a referral? Are you giving anything to your clients? If they give you a referral, how are you rewarding them? Compliantly, of course.
Yeah. We used to maybe give them a little gift card, $5, $10, something like that, for like a referral deal. We don't do that anymore.
Why not?
We just haven't. We still get the referrals and we don't have to pay it out. We do give, we have a lot of little gifts at the office. So when they're coming in, we're giving them whatever the case might be. Maybe it's little knives or little
popcorn or something.
Whatever the case might be, little souvenirs here or there. And so we took that marketing side of it and said, hey, let's provide some of this. And also there's always that gray line around, giving referral money and all that type of stuff. Yeah. So sometimes, you're just like, hey, let's see what the difference that it's making. And we've not seen much difference. I
get that. Okay. Last question. As I'm sitting there with somebody and I can see that I can move them compliantly, and it's a better thing for them. You're moving. And there's a lot of times where I can find something better, right? Like, this one over here has more dental, or this one has more whatever. But in this case, it is better for them. I'm trying to think how to ask this question. When do you worry about, or do you ever worry about, I'm replacing another agent's business? Or when do you make that call of, is this the right thing to do? I don't want to be just out there just stealing everybody's business, right? Is this the right thing to do? Should I replace this agent's business? Do you ever call the agent and say, hey, your client needs to be moved or whatever? So what are your guidelines there?
I feel like it's all about the approach. And this is something that I've done for years, the approach on the sell. So some agents that we all know, and I'm sure you guys have some people in your area that that do this, that go in and let's just use an Aetna as an example. Let's say Aetna has a decent plan, and they just go in and they're just selling Aetna.
Right.
Like they don't even look at anything.
Don't look at drugs, doctors,
nothing.
Anything.
They just sell them the plan. And you have agents that are out there like that. But I feel like this is where the approach goes in, and I've done this forever, is what I'll do is I will line both plans, their current plan and then the plan that they are sort of looking at. And what I mean sort of looking at is we're checking medications, we're checking co-pays, and we're going to narrow it down, right? Maybe I don't narrow it down with them, but I'm narrowing it down to, okay, hey, I know this is in your network. These ones are working. And I'm going to put them side by side. And I'm going to go through with the clients looking at the screen, with the client going through each one of them. We're going to go through their premium. We're going to go through their co-pays for their prescriptions. We're going to go through their deductible. We're going to go through hospital stays, outpatient surgery, MRI, CT scans, urgent care, dental, vision, hearing, especially when you're doing a Medicare Advantage plan. Mm-hmm. We're going to go all the way down through there. And what we're going to do is we're going to highlight. So we'll highlight which one is better in that category. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the presentation, we look and I say, well, hey, look, your United Healthcare plan that you're currently on, it's better in 7 categories. If you look over there at the Anthem, again, networks, we always check the network, and network's good. Mm-hmm. All your doctors are in it, right? No reason to look at a plan if the doctor's network's not good. Mm-hmm. We look at that plan, and it has 11 that are better than United. Mm-hmm. So we'll start looking at the differences. I have never made a choice for my client. They make the choice. Mm. Which one do you want to do? If they don't want to move, I don't move them. If they want to move, great. It takes all the guesswork out of it. It takes the little cells out of it because they're not being salesy. They can see which plan's better.
Right.
Now, I'll go on the backside of that and say that they had Anthem and it was 11 things better, and there's United that's only 7. It might just not be the year for me to move them this year.
Right. And I
got to sort of see what's better. Is it maybe, and that's where you get into some of those, and you're right. You can always sell somebody, but you got to get in and ask a couple questions. Like once you see that, you're like, oh, okay, well, the one I was showing them isn't showing better. Well, what matters to you?
That's it. That's most? What I was trying to get to. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It was better at $5 on MRI and $10 on urgent care, but the dental was $3,000 difference. The hospital stays, man, they were $75 a day different. I might want to choose United, even though it only has 7. So you do some of that, but the good thing is they are making this. They're making the decision.
Yeah, and it's funny because we can have. I always say never sell with your wallet or your opinion, right? Because I could look at it and be like, oh, look at all the dental over there. and they're like, I don't have a tooth in my head.
Yeah.
Like I care less about
dental. Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. I can't hear a word you said for the last hour. So let's look at hearing, right? Like that's what's really mattering to me. So that's it. And one other question I want to kind of bring home. So let's say you walk into a house. Do you ever worry about who the other agent is? I would always ask them, who's your agent? You know the answer I got most of the time.
If I was working in the local market where I knew other agents, played in the same pond, I guess, same lake, yes, there are times I would ask. I could tell pretty quickly if they had an agent that actually was doing their job.
Right.
And if I felt like there was an agent doing their job, I would say, hey, who's your agent? Right. If I felt like there wasn't an agent doing it, if they didn't know the simple things, I really didn't care who their agent was because I knew they didn't do their job.
See, I always asked up front, who's your agent?
Yeah.
94% of the time, you know the answer.
No, I don't know.
I don't know. He had a face. There was a guy.
He left me a business card.
Right. It's somewhere.
It's on the fridge.
Yeah. If that's the case, I know that they're not doing their job very well either because my clients know my name, Yeah. And it may be because they're cussing my name, but they know my name, right? But they know that I'm the guy to call if they need any help. Yeah. So I think, like you said, if it's somebody I know, like, okay, that's Bob's client. Okay, Bob, I'm going to call Bob and be like, Bob, get over here and change your client, dummy. But if it's somebody that, I can see they sold them on the grocery card, right? They sold them on none of their meds are covered. None of the doctors are in network and the plan's in a language I've never heard of. Yeah. Like I'm going to go ahead and replace that plan. Yeah. Yeah. So it's funny that you say they make the choice. I love that because like you said, we are not in the business of sales. We are in the business of educating, pointing out, making them think, just think a little bit and then make the choice. Okay. So let's wrap this up.
Okay.
So they're preparing for AEP, new person. I asked you already about how much a goal should be, and that depends on a lot of factors, how much they can spend and all that stuff.
I would say 30 to 50 policies.
30 to 50 policies, right? What do you do at the end of AEP? So let's say it is October.
Take a vacation. I take a vacation.
All right, thanks for coming, guys. It's December the 9th or the 10th or whatever. When you look back, let's take numbers out of it. How do you say that was a good AEP or man, that sucked?
It's funny you asked that. When I was going through, 5, 6, 7 years into it, man, I would always feel like I had a busy day, a busy AEP, but I never understood what a busy AEP really meant. And now I just asked myself that about 3 years ago. What does it, if I want to have a successful AEP, what's that even look like besides the numbers? My thing is waking up every day as early as I possibly could. With this past AEP, we did CrossFit every morning at 5 a.m., making sure I was healthy, I was ready to go for work, and I knew that I put as much time doing work, not just going to work and not doing anything, but putting work in from 7 to 5. 7 to 5. Again, I got 3 kiddos. I got games to go to. I got basketball. I got volleyball, cheer, all that fun stuff. But if I knew I put my work in from 7 to 5 every day, all day, and never had a day that went by that I wasn't trying to do something.
Right. There's busy and there's productive.
Yep.
Right. Like you hear and saw, well, man, I'm going to work 15-hour days during AEP. We got in this business because we don't want to be a slave to the clock. We got in this business because we wanted to be independent.
Yep.
I would rather work 5 good solid hours than be in the office for 12 hours a day. And I can get as much done in 5 as most people can in 12 if I'm productive and do what I need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So. And you get in that mindset when you're new that, man, I got to work. You got to work, but you have to do the work.
Right.
You got to do it.
It's working with intention.
I only got 50 clients. I've called them all. What do I do now? You got a voice and you got legs.
Right. Go build a referral partner.
Go build a referral. Go find business.
Right.
Go sit at the community center. Go do something.
Yeah.
I don't care what you're doing, but stay active.
Stay active. Love it. Great stuff, man. Thank you, Ty, for coming in. Guys, if you want to learn more about Ty at Lasting, what is the best way to get a hold of you?
Probably messaging you.
Okay. Awesome. Reach out to me. I'll connect you.
Email Medicare Sales Playbook.
Dallas.Keithley@MedicareSalesPlaybook.com. Great stuff, man. As always, thank you for being on today. Guys, as you get ready for AEP, to me, the most important thing is have a plan. Is the plan perfect? No, it's not going to be perfect. Is it going to be, can you guarantee it's going to be your best AEP ever? No, you can't. But having a plan is better than not having any plan at all. So go out there and get yourself a plan. We are going to begin webinars. We've talked about this for a while. I'm going to put a date out there because Rachel's helped me with this. So Rachel, we're going to be a little bit accountable right now. August 27th at 4:00. We will be doing a webinar with Miss Casey Askins. You guys have seen her on the podcast. One of the most successful seminar runners I have ever seen in my life. Kid runs, that's all she does now, seminars. Casey will make, you know Casey, how many you think Casey will write this year? How many policies?
I don't know, 400 or 500.
400 or 500, and all she does is seminars.
Yeah.
We are going to have her on a webinar. This is not a podcast, it's a webinar. If you don't know what that is, ask somebody younger. We will have it 4:00 Central Standard Time, God's time, on a webinar, August 27th. If you would like to be included in that webinar, the only way that you can be included is send me your email, dallas.keithley@MedicareSalesPlaybook.com. We will get you added to the email list. We'll include you in the webinar. We're not going to sell you anything. Nothing will be pitched. We're not going to try to recruit you, anything like that. It will be an educational webinar where we lay out everything that Casey does for a successful seminar. That's Wednesday, August 27th at 4:00. Guys, thank you very much for listening. Rachel's in there holding up a smiley face. I don't know if she's trying to tell me to smile or stop smiling. She just turned it upside down. I don't know what that means either. We appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, comment. Appreciate everybody. Thank you again, Ty, for being on. We will see you next time on the Medicare Sales Playbook.